Hi, it's Melinda from Hope When There Was None. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing great. Well, I'm coming on right now because I've had someone, let me get back a little bit. I had someone ask me about, and a couple people ask me, once they've read my books, well, what do I want them back or what's up with that? Well, I had an idea. If you can do me a favor, and let's see if I can turn this light on a second. Hold on. Help a little. Helps a little. So if you can do me a favor, what I'd like you to do is consider donating them to your local shelter. So if you read Call Me Master or Rising from the Ashes, if you can do that for me, I think that would be a marvelous way to give back rather than donating it to your local thrift store or book club or something. Do that for me, because if it helped you, and I hope it has, maybe you can help somebody else that's in that situation as well, so they know that they're not alone, that someone else has walked that road, and it can be a lonely road, and perhaps this will inspire them to keep moving on. I'm really sorry about the glare. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. Hold on. Do this gently. Hi. There we go. That's a lot better. So that's just a thought. So again, maybe donate them to or even a doctor's office if you can leave them with a doctor or counselors, your church. And I know that the cover and some of the content might be a little bit raw and a little bit out there, but if you can at least Call Me Master, if you can donate that to a church as well. There's so many struggling in the church with abuse, with the deception, and not knowing where to go. Now I've been able to talk to my pastor, and I believe they have my book there at church, at my church. But if this is something that we can do, and not just my book, but if you find another book from another survivor that helps you, by all means, please do the same thing for them. Donate these books on verbal abuse, covert abuse, and so on and so on. Consider donating those to a shelter as well, because I know many shelters do need these. They do use them. Some of them buy them out of their own pockets. But if you can put those to use and donate those, pay it forward, that would be amazing. That would really be awesome. Now, for those of you that perhaps you're out of your situation, you're out of that verbal abuse, physical abuse, or whatever it was you were experiencing, also think, because I've had many people say, well, I'd like to do what you do. I put myself out there. I come to you and do these live videos. You can contact your local shelters or organizations to see where maybe they can use your talents for speaking. Maybe you don't want to speak. Perhaps you can just go ahead and do a craft or teach somebody some life skills, because honestly, some women have been so, and guys too, okay? Some people have been so, what's the word I'm looking for? Restrained. I'm trying to think of the right word. But so many people have been just bogged down for so long. They might not have been taught those important skills of maybe finances, budgeting. Perhaps they don't know how to open up a checking account, or even to get rolling on a rental agreement or buying a house. There are many of us that struggle because we were so pushed down. Those abusers didn't want us to have any power. They didn't want us to have any sort of independence, and they wanted that control. So again, there's many that have never gained access to those tools, especially if they were from a young age. They might not have learned those sort of things. So if you can kind of go on in and help in that capacity, that would be amazing. Again, maybe crafts, or maybe you are an aerobic teacher or fitness instructor, or can teach nutrition. Giving back, I know there's many of you that want to give back to others. This is a great way to do so. So contact your local shelters to find out, because it doesn't just have to be once a year around Christmas time or the holidays when you have to give a donation, monetary, or perhaps when your shelter needs toiletries and such. This is something you can give year-round, and those other things you can give year-round too. But this is something that you're giving that's really personal. People are putting a face with another survivor. They're putting a face with another victim. They can see you. They can see that you've made it, that you've persevered, you've gone through, and then you could deal with them maybe one-on-one or in a group setting, or even just tell your story there. Whatever it is you do, I know you'll be amazing at it, and I'm pretty darn proud of you. Many of you have come so far. I keep in contact with a lot of you, and you've just leaps and bounds. And learning how to juggle with the legal system, maybe you're putting in your own pro bono, not pro bono, your own work there as an attorney, pro se, that's the word I was looking for. You're doing amazing, and I'm so proud of you. Not that I've had to help you out, but utilize your court systems, the internet. Many court systems have their own legal aid. They have their own internet videos that you can utilize to start the ball rolling for your own divorce. And I know this is all scary. This whole thing is so terrifying. And you might even jump out of this, and I've said it before, you might jump out of this and think to yourself, I might as well just go back because this is hard. You might be struggling to put food on the table, insurance, the kids might need daycare or some other issues. Maybe you can't find a job, but I tell you, honestly, it will get better. Utilize the services that you have in your community if you can. If you can't look inside your community, perhaps maybe you don't have a shelter there or the services aren't so great. Look outside your area. Go 20 or 30, 40 miles away if you have to, but find the services that you need. They are out there. Contact your local law association, your bar association, to find out where those pro bono attorneys are. There are requirements when you do a pro bono attorney. The requirements usually are monetary, based on the need, financial, based on that need. Also, what's your case like? It depends on that too. There is a waiting list for these services as well. So I know you're going to be feeling like, man, I've got 2 or 3 court dates coming up and I need somebody now. It doesn't always happen right away. So please don't get your hopes up that it's going to be like next week when you get it. You've already sent in your paperwork for a pro bono attorney and you're thinking you're going to get one next week. No, and sometimes there's an interview process that goes through with these as well. So it might not happen right away. I don't want to make you sound like, make it sound like this is discouraging. I want you to go for it anyway. Put in that paperwork. Ask for help wherever you need it, please. You don't have to be too proud. It's not begging. These services are available for you. They're available for you to get help. Some states offer new Social Security, hiding your address from your abuser. You might be able to also get a lot more housing and financial benefits as well. They're out there, guys. Please, ladies and guys, look. Don't hesitate to look. These things are out there. You might even be able to get child care, food stamps, whatever it is to get back on your feet. You can do it. You don't need a hero or a heroine to get back in your life. You can do it. You have the power to do it. Yes, there's going to be tears. Yes, you might want to just break down. There'll be some depression there. There might be times where you just, hey, I felt suicidal there for a while. I didn't think that I could make it. I didn't think that I could go on. And again, I did have those thoughts too. Maybe I should just go back. It's easier. I know what's going to happen. I know what to expect if I go back. But granted, I also knew that I probably was not going to make it throughout that following year if I had stayed. So I'm glad I made the decision that I did to stay. I also had a good support system that surrounded me. My family, my sisters, my mom and dad were amazing, and they did give me that support, extra boost. And also Mr. Awesome eventually came into the picture, and I was able to keep my small little nucleus and my Facebook friends as well as soon as I got into social media. But they supported me, they helped me, they gave me those words of encouragement when I needed. Maybe you don't have family, maybe your family's toxic and you need to get rid of them. Find some friends, find a support group, counselors. And when you go for a counselor or a therapist, find someone that fits your needs. You might need someone that deals with somebody that has PTSD or can diagnose other mental health issues besides depression. Maybe you need someone that does special modalities for healing as well, that are not just, hey, I'm going to throw you some pills. Maybe you could find somebody that has other ideas, such as the grounding or EMDR, maybe some other types of things too. Art therapy. Think out of the box. It's not just somebody that you have to sit on, and it's not a couch, but it's not somebody that you just have to sit side by side with on a chair. Find someone that works for you, someone that will mesh with you. If you need to find somebody that is covered by insurance, search your insurance. Don't be afraid to look for referrals or check them out on the internet. You might want to see the reviews for the therapist or counselor that you see before you go. And it's not unheard of if you ask for your friends, even just to ask friends and family, hey, did you use this person? Don't, again, sometimes you have to drop your guard down a little bit in order to do this. And it's not a pride thing, but you might be a little ashamed. You might feel a little bit of fear there. And maybe you don't want to be judged. I'm not quite sure. I can't get in your head there, but I know a lot of these things affected me, and this is how they affected me. I thought all these things, and I almost felt a little defeated there too, that I can't do this on my own. Maybe I wasn't trusting the Lord very much and giving him enough time to deal with this, because I'm impatient. I don't know about y'all, but I am impatient. And sometimes when I pray and I wait on the Lord, it's like, okay, why isn't this happening right now? I'm waiting, and kind of like a stomp my feet and just, okay, God, I'm waiting for this amazing thing to happen, and you're not coming through. Yeah, it needs patience. It takes work. God just doesn't wave his wand and give me everything I need. It takes work on my part too. So anyway, I think I've ragged on enough about different things. I will be having on my other page, Melinda Kunst, which is my author page, I will be having Laura, who is awesome. She is going to be talking about parenting, how to raise a parent. I believe that's what the talk is, and I could be wrong, but follow me on that page as well, because we're also going to do a lot of great authors that have more self-help, books on helping with mental health issues as well, coming up in the next few months. I'm pretty excited about that. I will share those posts on here as well on this main page. If you have an idea for a person that you think would be a great fit, or maybe you have a topic for a subject that I can talk about or find an expert for you on, by all means, please send me a message privately. I'd love to hear from you. Even if you have any comments or questions that you have, message me here, message me privately. That's fine too. I do have a Facebook group for victims and survivors of not only abuse, but maybe some sort of emotional issues that they might have, emotional hurts. So it's a small group where we can come together, maybe just boost you up, give you some suggestions on how to help you on out. There's also some videos on there too that I do come along every once in a while and put on. I think that's about it. That's the Hope When There Was None. That's the group. It's a closed group, so no one else is going to see your private information. Everybody is really supportive, very wonderful there. A great group of ladies are on there right now. It is just for women. If you have any other, again, questions or concerns, feel free to message me. And again, I did come on for the purpose of saying, if you have one of my books, please do me a favor, especially the Call Me Master, donate it to your local shelter. I would appreciate that. If you need a speaker, or because I can do this via the internet as well, if you need a speaker, if you need someone to talk about domestic violence, workplace violence, bullying, perhaps signs you should look for in your teens for teen dating violence, and a number of other topics as well, message me privately. I'd be happy to speak with you about booking that for your group. And that's it. I hope you have a marvelous day and you've had a great 4th weekend. I'll let you go. Signing off from Hope When There Was None. It's Melinda. Bye. Thank you for staying with me.